This bumbling idiot in Pennsylvania over the weekend, compared to the Kamala Harris rally that I just played for you, some of her audio sound bites. In his rally over the weekend, Donald Trump blamed his small crowd size on President Biden. Folks, I'm not making this up. He actually blamed Joe Biden for the fact that nobody showed up to his pathetic Klan rally over the weekend. He said people from Atlanta, Detroit, and Philadelphia cheat in elections, which is why he is in Pennsylvania, which is a bizarre statement in itself. Also not true. He called Kamala Harris a stupid person, and the crowd chanted, "Lock her up." Meanwhile, this is the 34-count felon that could be facing jail time. But they're idiots in the crowd. The same idiots that chant, "Send them back," are the same morons that chant, "Lock her up." Very positive message there. He called Kamala a communist again because he said people don't know what a Marxist is. That's a very intelligent statement. He said there should be one violent day a year where cops rough people up who they think are bad and anything goes. The purge. I guess he's promoting a purge, which under normal circumstances, if this was 10 years ago and a politician made a statement like that, it would be front page news. It'd be talked about all day. But we're so used to these idiotic statements from Donald Trump. He says these types of things on a regular basis. He said Kamala was born mentally impaired, but Biden became mentally impaired. Again, the same ridiculous attacks. Here's a woman who, passed the bar, went to college, got her law degree, became duly elected twice in San Francisco, became a senator, the vice president, and now hopefully the next president of the United States. You can't be really mentally impaired and be that successful in life. So I would definitely disagree. But that type of language, I just think people are over it by now. He said that's why they call her Lion Kamala. Lion Kamala, he said. He said migrants are so tough and bad, people in Hollywood couldn't even play them in a movie if they tried, which again is a racist statement in nature and completely untrue and ridiculous. He said the new thing is hydrogen cars, and when they blow up, you will not be recognized. Again, very bizarre statement there. He called the man wearing a suit that looks like a wall, Mr. Wall, and said he likes the suit, but also it's ugly. The tangents go on and on and on with just what Donald Trump said over the weekend in Pennsylvania. Here's this bumbling idiot. Have a listen to this. The bumbling idiot himself talking about theft, and this was the moment where it sounds to me like he's endorsing a purge. Have a listen to this.
Out that the 950 is a misnomer because you can steal whatever you want, you can go way above. But you'd see, originally you saw kids walk in with calculators. They were calculating. They didn't want to go over the $950. They're standing with calculators, adding it up. These are smart people. They're not so stupid, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge. Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say, he's right here, he's a great congressman. Would you say, Mike, that if you were in charge, you would say, oh, please, don't touch them. Don't touch them. Let them rob your store. All these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. Then the city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. End immediately. It'll end immediately.
Think about that. He's endorsing a purge. I'm sure he got this from the movies. This is a guy who wants to be the leader of the free world again, who is saying one rough hour. He's endorsing a purge, and he's endorsing law enforcement roughing people up intentionally. How can you vote for somebody like that? This man is deranged. How can anybody endorse a policy? I guess that's a policy. I don't know. He wants a 1 hour purge. Again, if a politician said this 10 years ago, before Trump ever went into political life, this would be the front page story that was talked about for days. But we're not really, I'm talking about it, but there's not a lot of media entities that are talking about this because it's like the norm now. But we have to report on this stuff because it's not normal. Nothing Donald Trump says is normal. He is endorsing a purge. Let me repeat that. The man who wants to be the leader of the free world is endorsing a purge. How could any reasonable person be okay with that? Oh my God. And then the diatribe again, talking about alleged cheated elections, because this is the same man who still says he won in 2020. And we know that if he loses in over a month from now, which we hope he does, or at least I do, that he will never concede, just like he will never concede losing in 2020. Here's Donald Trump, the bumbling idiot, now talking over the weekend about cheated elections.
I'm here only because they cheat, and they cheat in this state, especially in Philadelphia. And I mentioned a couple other areas, but for the most part, but Philadelphia is out of control. Detroit is out of control. Atlanta is out of control. Places are out of control, because if there was no cheating, if God came down from a high and said, I am going to be your vote tabulator for this election, I would leave this podium right now because I wouldn't have to speak. We wouldn't have any problem. We have to have a landslide because they cheat so damn much. We have to have a landslide.
If there's any person that cheats, quote, so damn much, it's Donald Trump. He's cheated on every woman he's ever been with. He's cheated on his taxes. He's cheated in business. He's cheated people and been sued. Thousands of times he's had to pay out people for discrimination lawsuits. He's swindled people with his Trump University. All this guy has done his entire life is cheated in his personal life and in his business life. And yet he has the gall to say our elections are being cheated when he has absolutely no evidence to this day, and nobody does, by the way, of widespread voter fraud that could have changed the outcome of the 2020 election. In fact, you could actually show who's really been cheating. How about the fake electorate schemes all across the country? I'm sure they'll try it again if he loses in a month. Donald Trump is the cheater, and he was the former cheater in chief, and he has cheated his entire life, and there's nothing honorable or truthful about this man.
Baby, who could do it like me? Nobody can do it like me. How great am I?
Yeah, you're great. You're great. I mean, it's despicable. And his rally over the weekend was a failure. And he shows up at this big college football game when he knows 60,000 people are going to be there, when he can't even get 6,000 at his rallies. So what does he do? He shows up. Nobody knew he was going to be there. And yeah, out of those 60,000 people, I'm sure there were some drunken idiots and some inbred fools that were drunk and that are probably Donald Trump supporters. So you have a percentage of the crowd, a large percentage of them that are there to watch a football game, that are excited, that are cheering. And he does this wave with Trailer Trash Kid Rock. And he wants you all, and his MAGA supporters want you all to believe that all 60,000 people were cheering on Donald Trump. The reason why the man does this is because he can't get crowds at his rallies today. So he shows up to a venue where they're not there to see Donald Trump. They're there to watch a great college football game. So he shows up and he does the wave, and it makes him feel good. And he shows his supporters out there, look at all these tens of thousands of people that are cheering for me. He's a con artist. His entire life is a con. When he walks out of the plane and he waves to nobody, he does this every day, by the way. He literally waves to nobody. Every day, he'll have an intern record him, wave to nobody. He does it every day. The con artist himself, ladies and gentlemen. And while by his side, Donald Trump will have racist bigots like Covington, racist bigots and morons like Kid Rock, as you can see in this picture right now. What, talk about three morons with a combined IQ of maybe 60. When you talk about Kamala Harris, that's right, she hangs around Rhodes Scholars, brilliant minds, brilliant people, extremely successful people. But those are the kinds of people that Donald Trump hangs out with, ladies and gentlemen. The Hulk Hogans of the world, the racists of the world, the Dana Whites of the world, the wife beaters of the world, the Kid Rocks of the world who hurl out homophobic slurs at his concert. Same thing with Covington. You are who you hang out with, right?